What's going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're going over round 7 of the 2023 NRL season. Damn, this was a good round of footy. I actually really enjoyed it. There was some good close games. Even the bad games sort of ended well. We had some old school throwbacks. We had some rivalries, Parramatta versus the Bulldogs, Storm versus Seagulls. Man, it was a good old round of footy, and we had golden point wins, everything. I said it last week. I said it the week before. This is the best start to a round of footy we've had in a really long time, and damn, I've been loving it, man. This has been my favourite year of footy in a really, really long time, and it's game's growing, man. Fans, we had sellouts. We had Fox is saying they're getting record numbers. I've been looking at the analytics on TikTok. The views on rugby league are getting massive, so it's growing. It's so good to see. The sport's in a real good place now. We'll go over all the individual games each quickly, and then we'll go over the ladder, see who's moved up and down, all that sort of fun stuff. Then we'll go into each game individually and all the stats, who played good and all that sort of stuff. So try and keep these relatively short, guys. No need to go over the footy for 3 hours. We'll just knock this out quickly. All right, so Dolphins, Rabbitohs, this was a good game, especially the first half. Sharkies, Roosters, this was a gun game as well. Throwback, this was awesome. Seagulls, bloody ruined my multi though. Bloody Storm. We had another gutsy win from the Warriors, defeating the Cowboys. What a cracker this was. Knights versus Penny. Can't wait to get into this game. Titans, Broncos. I can't wait to talk about that one either. Raiders, Dragons. I had I put an unders bet on under 40 points, and I thought I did. I put it in my bet slip. I just mustn't have hit confirm bet because I went to check it at half time when it was 6-0, going, yeah, buddy, $900 in the bank, and it wasn't there. I was like, damn it. Sometimes you put it in and then you might get out of the app or something and it's gone. Damn it. But anyway. And then Parramatta defeating the Bulldogs handily as well. All right, let's have a quick look at the ladder. Look at the Broncos flying high. Penrith, and look at the Warriors. Goddamn Warriors coming third. Just keep winning games. Man, I'm becoming a Warriors fan, man. I'm on the bandwagon. Cool thing about the Warriors is, man, all their success over the last 15 years. So whenever they've been successful over the last sort of 20 years even, they usually start relatively slow. It takes them a while to get going. Then around Origin time, a lot of teams lose a lot of players. They don't. They usually get on a little bit of a roll, and then they come real strong at the end of the year and make the 8 and sort of push on from there. This is the first time I've seen them start real good. They might have in the past, and I just can't remember, but I can't remember them starting a season this well in a very long time. Even the year they made the grand final, 8, 9, geez, I don't know, might have been 10 years ago. That was more of a late burst from them. Sort of thing. So, damn, it's really good to see. Eagles playing great, Rabbitohs getting a win. So, Sharkies moved right up into 6th. They were down around here before. Storm with a loss still in the 8 there. Dolphins dropped down quite a bit. Roosters still thereabouts. Titans drop out of the 8 as well. Knights, they dropped down a little bit. Eels moved way up. They were 15th or 16th, so they're up in 12th. Parramatta actually have a pretty good for and against, considering they lost a bunch of games. The really handy thing about not losing games by a lot. Like, they were losing games by 4 points. I think 4 points again. Then what was their other loss by? I can't remember, but yeah, it really makes a big difference. I mean, look, everyone above them's in minus as well. So if they can start logging a few wins now, this is the thing. When you got a good for and against, and you start actually winning games, or if your for and against just at least isn't bad, you start to jump up the ladder really quick. So if they get into this bunch around 8 here, they'll jump up, or you can jump up really quickly. So even though Parramatta lost those games early, they didn't lose them by much. So towards the end of the year, could really mean a lot, because if they drop those games by 20, 24 points, you know what I mean, they'd still be way down. They'll be way down here still, down where the Doggies are, because they've got the same amount of wins and losses as the Doggies. But look at the Doggies, minus 68, they're plus 13. It makes a big difference here. So really good for Parramatta to not drop those, and Raiders move up a little bit, and Bulldogs. And look at the Cowboys, 16th, 2 wins. Bad for and against. Not looking good. Not looking good. Dolphins, Rabbitohs. All right, this game was pretty. The first half in particular, I was so impressed with the Dolphins. I was just sitting there going, I literally said to myself about 3 times, I can't believe how wrong I was about the Dolphins. I had them barely winning games, stuff like that. And I know they lost, but to me, this game really, when this right here, when Kenny went off and he got sin binned, it was just game over. I mean, they're winning at half time, looking the goods, and then this right here really, they just got ripped apart, sort of thing around there. And I think so there was a try about so when he got off at the 60th minute, then it was just, try. It was quick 18 points there, and that was obviously the difference. But, man, I wasn't mad at the Dolphins at all, though. I mean, the last thing you want to do is play the Bunnies down a man. Like, they're probably the one team that will rip you to shreds. You know what I mean? I can't think of a worse team to go one man down. Maybe there is one, but I can't. Damn, every time I come on this side, I need to buy these shoes. But yeah, it was a valiant effort. Look, they completed well again. They were right in it, but I said Bunnies would have to complete over 80% to win this. They did. They won the running meters. They won the post contact. They won the line breaks. Won the tackle breaks. Average sit distance, man, not too bad. Bunnies skinny in the middle to Toller out. Gyro in the middle there. It's just they're a bit skinny in the middle still, and they could struggle against teams with big middles. But just too classy. Just a bit too classy here. Player stats. Who was good? Jesse Brom, which I thought was great. Hamaso was great. Hugh and Aiken was good, but did a couple stinkers as well. Gyro was good in his game back. But yeah, Latrell was great. Alex Johnson looked a little hindered, but he got his try. Had him as an anytime try scorer too, which was good. Campbell Graham, he's getting better and better. I'm trying to think of a better centre than him at the moment, and I just can't. He's just absolutely incredible. Walker was incredible. I didn't really feel Lachlan this game. I thought he was pretty damn average. He did his job, but that was about it. And Cam Murray looked better. And I'm feeling this Jacob Host dude. He's getting through some work and really feeling what he's doing. And Tommy Gilbert, he's just become such a good player so quickly. I knew the second I saw him play, I knew he was going to be a good player. I didn't realise he was going to be this good this quick. He's bloody absolutely unreal. And I was pretty impressed with Katoa. It was more of a team effort. There was no real standouts from the Dolphins, but yeah, you can't get sin bins against the Rabbitohs, man. You will go to sleep. Sharkies, Roosters, man. This game was good. This game was good. What was the score at half time? 8-12. Yeah, I knew they were down. Nico Hines is fast becoming my favourite player. And guys, let me know in the comments. I think he has to play Origin at least on the bench. Like, Nico Hines, I've been watching him really closely lately. And I feel like he's good in the first half. Or he's not bad in the first half, but he's so good he's becoming the best clutch half in the game, other than maybe Cleary. Slotting field goals all over the joint, but he goes up a level with about 20 minutes to go, and that's what you want. That's when the game's on the line. He was just, I just can't get enough of that dude, man. They really won the possession, especially in the second half. Plenty more time in possession. It wasn't a perfect game from them. They were actually, like I said in the first half, they were pretty average, man. And even to start the second half, I believe they were a bit average. But look, they won the run meters. They lost the post contact, but won the line breaks, won the tackle breaks. Roosters' middles were good. Average set distance was pretty damn good. Suoli and Tupou coming in and helping out. They were really solid there. But yeah, tackle efficiency, pretty damn good. Roosters did fall off a few tackles here. As you can see here, damn, 46. I didn't think it would be that high. Damn. But 11 ineffective tackles as well. Plenty of errors from the Sharkies, but this was a real killer too. 4-10. This is one of those. Every penalty they got, maybe not all of them. Don't shoot me. They were 50-50 ones, but you couldn't really be like that. 100% was not a penalty. They were like sort of penalties, but they were. But it's sometimes that's footy though. Sometimes the ball bounces into your lap. Sometimes it dribbles around your feet and you can't catch it. It's just that's footy. Sometimes you get the calls. Sometimes those 50-50 calls go. Sometimes you get a couple, they get a couple. Sometimes you get a few, they only get a couple. Sometimes they just all go against you. It's just that's footy, man. And that's the cool thing about it. Any team can beat any team at the end of the day, and that's what makes it cool. Brayley was great, Talakai was great, but just Heinzie just on another level, man. Nat Butcher was, the Butcher brothers are all right. I bet they can't wait to get Angus Crichton back, though. They lack a little bit of punch on those edges. But who else was good? I thought Will Kennedy was great. I thought Katoa was great. Jesse Ramian had some really strong carries. Mulatalo, safe. He was terrible with the handle last week, and he was pretty damn good. Moylan played solid. And Heinzie just, enough said. Like, I could just talk for 3 hours about the stuff he does. He's so incredible, man. Thought Victor was better. Brandon Smith, Rocks and Diamonds. JWH was good. But the halves just quiet. Like, if you just listen to the game, you'd be like, did they play? The commentators didn't call their names. Whereas every set, Nico Hines. He's just so involved, man. Like, yeah, so like if you were blind, you wouldn't have known if they played, like sort of thing. If you're a cab driver and you're listening to it on the radio, something like that. Damn, this game here was vibes. I had Storm in a pretty big multi, which failed, unfortunately. Manly they rattled Olam. They just were more physical. I don't know, even though it was a close game, I'd really never felt like Storm were going to win it. And Turbo looked good. Cherry Evans was incredible. Let's go through the stats before I go through players. The one possession, time in possession, plenty more time in possession. They completed better. Run meters, they really won up the middle. Was there any sin bins? Yeah, there was. I thought there was. That Olam one was soft as, but whatever. The Tuakama Kamitha one was, probably by today's standards a sin bin, but still pretty damn soft. Kick defusals, tackle efficiency, 92 to 87%. But yeah, still, there's been too many games this year where Storm have more missed tackles than the other team. Like, it's not always dramatic, like they've done over double here. It's not always dramatic like this, but just this never happens to Melbourne. Like this, it's bizarre to me. 11 errors to 10, so pretty even. Penalties conceded, that obviously hurts a little bit too. So, Jakey was brilliant. Tom was brilliant. I thought Morgan Harper was pretty damn solid, especially in defence. And Warbrick was pretty damn solid too. So Turbo was good. Saab looked alright coming back. It was good to see him in full flight again. Who else was solid here? I barely heard Cooper Johnson's name called. Paseka, he's odd. His first stint, he's like, he just does the work, but he's like another player in the second stint. He just goes to another level. I'm just like, why don't you play like that all the time? Ola Kawadu was pretty solid. Josh Aloiai was really good in the lock position too. So, pretty damn solid. Munster, quiet game for him, man. That was, he didn't play bad at all, but just quiet for his lofty, high standards. Warriors, Cowboys, man. I'm just loving watching the Warriors play now, man. Let's just have a look at the team stats first before I get into the players. Less possession. This will be really interesting. 56% of total possession. Look, they had the ball for another whole 5 minutes. Completed better. More runs. Won all run meters. But they run harder. They just ran harder. Their back five, their props just ran. Less line breaks. And just the tackle breaks absolutely beasted them. Average set distance, beast. Played the ball so quickly. That's a quick play the ball. Average play the ball speed. It was. I initially thought that. Just from watching the game, I was like, damn, I think Cowboys won every stat here, and they just about did. Look at this, it's bombs, grubbers. They won everything. Tackles made way lower, missed tackles. Well, there you go, 37 to 16. There's your game. Penalties conceded relatively even. But yeah, it's just their defense was just so good. I got a little bit of Panthers vibes from their back. Well, what's his name? Let me look it up. Where is he? Montoya. Montoya played in the centres, even though he's normally 5, but he came in and got his hands dirty a lot. They were coming in and just punching through the middle. And really, I think that really helped their defence because their middle, obviously your middles get a break then and they can just defend. Dylan Walker was great at the 6. Dylan Watelli Zelezniak. Jeez, that doesn't roll off the tongue. If you haven't heard his name in a while, so it's tough to say. But yeah, he was pretty damn solid. Sean Johnson's just gone to a new level. Fanua Blake was great. You know, I thought Freddie Lussick was pretty good. Jakey Granville was solid. Jason Taumalolo's super quiet again. Just like, I'm so used to him just bursting through the middle every tackle. Tuolungi was brilliant. Hiku was rocks and diamonds. So was Felt. Scotty, not getting the same space he got last year. So I don't know if it's his form or whether he's just not getting the same space. But yeah, it was a passing grade, but nothing too incredible. Knights, Panthers. This game here, man. This game here was Knights were better. Someone said to me the better team lost, and I was like, well, the better team didn't lose, but the team that played better on the night definitely lost. Like, Knights played better, they really did. Penrith a bit clunky. I was expecting a big score here just because they looked so slick the last 2 weeks, sort of thing. But yeah, it was just one of those games, man, where just Knights. Let's have a look at the errors and stuff. Because I'm sure there would have been plenty of errors from... Damn, look at that play the ball speed from the Knights. Average play the ball speed under 3 seconds is lightning quick, guys. You'll barely ever see that. That shows you right there. They won the ruck dramatically. Errors, where's the errors? Here we go. Yeah, 14-12. So it didn't help themselves out. So the little bit of the difference was here. These were like unforced errors, whereas I felt like most of Penrith's ones, it was the Knights getting in their face and stuff and actually making them lose the ball, rather than, you know what I mean, just getting past the ball. You look away to just see what you're going to do and you drop it. These were forced errors from Knights' great defence, whereas, yeah, unfortunately, man, if they kept this down to about 7, they'd win this for sure. But there was just a few unforced here that sort of hurt them a little bit. But yeah, this is crazy. I didn't realise. Look, Penrith had more possession. Oh man, yeah, that's what killed them. If they held on, if they just, like I said, had 6, 7 errors, 8 maybe even, they probably win this game comfortably. But yeah, and then you look. Penrith's run meters, man, they just hurt you so much. Just 3 line breaks, average set. Look how much, almost an extra full 10 meters per average set. Offloads 9, they were pretty good there. But yeah, kicking meters, look, that's pretty damn solid. But let's have a look at the player stats. Who dominated these? Kurt Mann, damn, most tackles. I thought Mitch Kenny was pretty damn good. Dylan Edwards is just brilliant. And then yeah, it's just Isaiah Yeo, just what else can you say about that dude? Lockie Miller, he's so good to watch play. Now, guys, I don't. Kalen Ponga's back next week, and I just don't see how you slot him into this team. I think Tyson Gamble's been better. He's a bigger body. He tackles well. He tackles hard. He plays with a bit of grit. He's mongrel. I'm not sitting here saying he's probably not even a top 10 number 6, but he just complements Jack Hastings so much better. His kicking game's decent. He doesn't make too many defensive lapses. He makes a strong tackle. Yeah, just I don't know. Kalen Ponga, obviously you got 1.3 million sitting on the sideline. You got to put him back in, but I just like this team better without him. I really do. I said in a TikTok video, I think if in the NBA, in the NBA, what you can do is you can buy a player out. You can be like, hey, thanks for your services. You pay them what you owe them. You get them off your books, and it frees up your salary cap. And then I reckon if you field this team with some good some backup forwards, some good depth, a backup half, and maybe a really good hard running edge back rower or another solid prop or something like that. And this team is really good. And you got the big, tall outside back. You got your beastie centers. You know, you got your beastie winger here. It's a good team. It's a good team. Taruva was great. He had a couple of bad errors, but I think his good just made up for his bad. Crichton, pretty damn average night. Just getting busy as always. Thought Moses Leota was the best prop on the field, best forward on the field. Hoskins pretty damn solid. I thought Sorensen was pretty damn good as well, and Spencer Lena was brilliant, really, really good off the bench. I really like how Spencer Lena is a better prop than Matthew, how do you say his last name? Eisenhoof. But I just love how they leave him on the bench for punch. Like, it's so smart. They're so well coached, this Penrith team. You know what I mean? Like, you could easily put Spencer Lenu in here, and you know what I mean, and it'd be fine. But then when Leota and Spencer both go off, you know, it's just smart, man. Ivan Cleary, man. He's a genius. It cracks me up when people question what he's doing. I'm like, have you seen Penrith play the last 3 years? Like, why are you questioning Ivan Cleary, man? What are you thinking? Like, he's creating one of the best dynasties of NRL history right before our eyes, and people are like, I don't know, clear what they're doing here. It's like, bro, they know what they're doing, trust me. Broncos Titans. Now, this game, I was disappointed, man. I was damn disappointed because I did another TikTok video saying I can't wait for Tino and Payne Haas to get into it. They both got into it at the start, and then I really felt like the game got robbed when Tino got sin binned. It was a penalty, but that should not have been a sin bin. And I didn't care if Titans won this or not. I had no horse in the race. I didn't have money. I didn't care. But I was just like, that just ruined the game. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not one to complain about refs either. I just really wanted to see those two go at it at the end of the game. It was a close game at the time. Was it 14-10? At that point, when was the sin bin? At the 61st minute. So, you know what I mean? These 3 tries hadn't happened yet, so it was a much closer game. You know, it's just, to me, it really ruined the game. And it was actually quite funny. I said I can't wait for Tino, and I was like, 2 of the best props going to go at it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then the best prop on the field by an absolute mile was Fonawaker. He was beast. And a lot of stuff that didn't show. I'll check the stats at the end of the game, and I'm like, his stats were better than Payne Haas's, but not like dramatically. But in the first half, he nearly ran for 200 metres, but he nearly scored 2 tries. He was just blasting dudes on defence. He was making cover tackles when Broncos went wide. It wasn't close. Fonawaker was by far the best prop on the field. He was beast. But let's have a look at the team stats first. But possession relatively even. Man, Bronco. We'll get into this. I wasn't overly impressed with the Broncos here. I was impressed with their last 15 minutes. It was great, but yeah, they've definitely got some holes in the game, and they've got Parramatta next week, which Parramatta aren't exactly flying high either. But you know, it's gonna be a test. Plenty more meters there, but I dare say a lot of this they won the run meters, but I'd love to see the stats at halftime. I'm pretty sure Titans would have been on top there. The last 15 minutes, especially when Tino was off and they were down to 12 men, they just couldn't defend the Broncos. Post contact, obviously the same. Line breaks pretty much even. Tackle breaks 40-19. God damn. Average set distance. Look, putrid defense from both, to be honest. That's pretty. Definitely want those closer to 40. Nearly giving up 10 metres every tackle there. Slow play the balls. Like, I did genuinely think that Titans were winning the ruck for most of this game. Bar the last 20 minutes. Kicking metres 466. Reynolds was brilliant, really good. Tackle efficiency 86-89. Missed tackles 40. I dare say 15 of those would have been in that last 20 minutes. But still pretty solid. 19. You need to keep that below 20, which is good. Plenty of errors from Broncos. Man, those back 3. I said it before. Broncos want to play finals this year. They have to tidy those errors up because they're not going to get lucky like this every time. I think they would have won the game anyway, even if Tino didn't have that sin bin. It looked like they were starting to wrestle on top, but yeah, that's too many errors, man. And Selwyn Cobbo's, I haven't checked in a while, but I dare say Selwyn Cobbo's pretty damn close to leading the league in errors. and I think Reece Walsh is in the top 10 as well. And then Corey Oates to come back. We all know he's an error machine too. So Broncos, it's hard to knock them because they've dropped one game all year and they've blew a team out. But definitely, I hold the Broncos at a very high standard, always have. But overall, really solid performance. Jaden Campbell's sick. Their outside backs here were all really good, just young, need a little work, but they're great. Kieran Foran was brilliant. Like I said, I actually think he was the player of the round out of any player. He was, Cleary kicked 2 field goals to win a game. From a forward at the very least, he was brilliant. He was so damn good. It's pretty hard to make Tino look bad. He was brilliant. It's pretty hard to play a game with Tino and Payne Haas on the field and you're better. That's all I got to say on that. Isaac Liu, best game I've seen him play in a long time. Pat Carrigan, few uncharacteristic errors. He got a bit ruffled under the. This is a little bit of this. I said this just to myself watching the game. Broncos obviously flying high this year, but the couple times you've seen them get behind or something, they get a bit ruffled. Like you watch Penrith the game before, and they were getting beaten comfortably. They never blew. You know what I mean? They were never ruffled. You know what I mean? Whereas you got Carrigan hitting someone on the ground, giving away a penalty. They're getting shovey. You know what I mean? They didn't like getting dominated. You know what I mean? They really didn't like it. So it's a young team. I guess Penrith are too. I guess Penrith are actually younger on paper, but yeah, it's definitely. I definitely noticed the difference. Like they're the two best teams so far this year, and when Penrith were down, it was just business as usual. When Broncos got down, even when they got down against Canberra, they're pushing and shoving. They're all cranky and they're like, this isn't going to plan. What's going wrong? And that's dangerous, especially when you get into finals and stuff and you start playing teams like the Roosters and, the Penrith that are just, we've been there, done that. We're just going to roll through you and stuff like that. So I wouldn't call it a negative, but Broncos, one thing they could definitely tidy up to be a better team. And I think it's on Adam Reynolds to cool those guys down and be like, guys, we're down by 6 points. There's 45 minutes to go. It's all good. Calm down, And I'm sure they'll listen to him because he is a beast. Raiders Dragons, this game was disgusting to watch, and I have a few thoughts on it. Let's go through the stats first, but all right, so Dragons, they played pretty damn good, but so didn't realise they only completed it 63%. Just so you know, guys, I don't go through these stats before. I like to read them as I'm doing this video with you guys. And damn, I thought they were better than that. That's horrible. It's the Raiders. This game was disgusting. Period. I was about to say except for the end. There was a little bit of a cliffhanger finish, so it sort of made it bearable. This game was disgusting from both teams. Both teams have to be better. I thought the Raiders were going to be a really good team this year, and they got that big win last week against the Broncos, but I think they've still got to be a lot better. They've got a lot of work to do. They got ran over through the middle, post contact ran over, tackle breaks relatively even, average set distance. They got ran through the middle, slow play the balls. I mean, you've got the bigger forward pack. You've got the big, strong forward pack. You shouldn't lose this. Offloads, receipts, dummy half runs. What else we got here? Kick defusals. Tackle efficiency, very low. That's got to be high 80s. Missed tackles, putrid from both teams. Ineffective tackles, not good enough. Errors 15-14. It was a rough game to watch. And getting onto the players now. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Jack Whiten is honestly one of my favourite players, but he sucks at managing a game, man. Like, they're up by 10, and he throws a cutout ball with nothing on for no reason. It gets intercepted, and that his kicking game, he's single-handedly lost they've single-handedly lost the Canberra Raiders games this year. That game against the Dolphins, they were winning that so comfortably, and they had all field position. He just kept kicking it dead, kicking it out, doing. I love him, man, but I think he has to almost be a lock or something, just a roaming centre. I don't know. I don't have the answers, and Ricky Stewart's a better coach than me, but I don't want this dude managing my game when it's close at the end. Like, it's just not good enough, man. He's just... And it's because he's literally one of my top... Like, if I'm putting together a team, he's one of the first phone calls I'm making. But I don't want him making the last decisions at the end of the game. I think Fogarty has to really take over that. And I think Jack White just needs to tackle hard, run hard, and almost, like, just turn into a... That's actually a pretty good idea. You know, ball play and, you know, do your kicks and all that. And then maybe the last 15 minutes, it's just all Fogarty, and he just runs and tackles. It sounds better to me because he's... I want to swear so bad. He's terrible decision maker down the stretch. He's just not good. Not good. All the forwards are great. It was more the backs. Croker made some big tackles on Sully. It was great. I don't know what's happened to Zach Lomax's kicking, but he was awful kicker. He's just, look at that, 0 from 3. He only got 1 penalty goal. Like, what's happened? I don't know what's happened there, but god damn, he's been bad. He's been real bad. But yeah, this game was pretty putrid. If you're thinking about watching it, if you missed it, don't bother. It was shocking. Eels Bulldogs. Damn, man, this was. I had mixed feelings on this game. I had Parramatta to win. I never felt like Doggies were going to win it, but it was an odd game. I sort of looked at it two ways. I was like Parramatta's up 16-0 at halftime, and you sort of got the feeling like Bulldogs had injuries and Carraz goes down and stuff like that, and you sort of felt like they should blow them away by 50. And then 20, 30 minutes into the, you know what I mean, they didn't score again until the 62nd minute. And I was like, are Parramatta just bad? But then I looked at it, I'm like, no, I think they're just playing real safe. They put away the offload. They're like, look, we're winning. Why give them a chance? Why push the pass and trying to win by 40? Let's just wrap this game up. If we hold the ball long enough, we will get a couple late tries. And they did. And they stopped, you know, they defended hard so they didn't let Bulldogs in for any more tries. Low key, originally I was a bit disappointed with Parramatta. I'm like, man, you should have won that by 50. But then I'm looking at it now, I'm like, they won 30-4. They got 26 points back on their for and against, which is great, which boosts them way up. I'm like, I think I might be wrong here. I think that was actually really, really smart and a really good performance, because 30-4 is a hiding. It is. Like, let's be real. Like, 13 plus is a hiding, and they won by 26. Like, that's a hiding. So, like, I was sitting there almost being critical of them. But then I'm like, oh, they did win by 26. They didn't play stupid. They didn't do anything too stupid. It was just, yeah. So like, I sort of switched towards the end of this game. I was like, not good enough from Parramatta. They need to be better. But then I was like, hang on, did they? Did they need to be better? They won 30-4. You know, like, so I don't know. I've turned from, I don't think this is very good from Parramatta. I think it's just because they had injuries and stuff. But you're still playing professional athletes. Parramatta can't help that they've got down players. And the players that did go into those positions were really good. You know what I mean? Like, they were all really solid. They played good. So you can't take... I'm not taking any... I was originally taking something away from Parramatta. Going, nah, not good enough. They need to be better. But then I'm like, nah. They're still playing a professional footy team. They won by 26 points. That's a good win. So I did switch, and I'm really interested to see these stats. All right, they had plenty of possession at the start of the game, so 53-47, 27 minutes with the ball to 24. Completion rate, 73%, very low for Parramatta. They're usually a very high completion rate team, but they were better than the Doggies. They were pretty damn average. They blew them through the middle. Like, their forward pack destroyed the Doggies forward pack. I'm so not used to seeing this, like growing up with the Dogs of War and stuff like that. So not used to seeing teams run through the middle like the way they did. Like, they got pumped through the middle, and they rested Junior Paulo in the second half. You know what I mean? Like, Junior Paulo just he played the first half, and I think he came on for 5 minutes and they took him back off. So he, you know, like, they had the starting New South Wales prop sitting on the bench for the second half, and they still got blown out through the middle. Line breaks 4-2, tackle breaks 37. Still plenty of tackle breaks. That's not too bad. Average set distance, 37-31. Like, that's Parramatta just did not get that. There was multiple sets where they didn't reach 25 metres, and that's very low. You know what I mean? So if you divide 31 by 5. If you're good at math, you will see how many running meters they made per set, and it's not much. Real quick play the balls. Obviously, smaller players on the park. They won that there. Total passes 235 to 187. Receipts 424 to 361. What else we got here? Kicking meters, pretty solid considering Mitch Moses is on the other side. He normally dominates that. Official tackle efficiency 86 to 86, pretty even. Missed tackles 28 to 34, so relatively even. Inefficient tackles 20-20, split them down the middle. Errors, Parramatta can't be too happy with that. You don't want more than 8. You know what I mean? You're going to have, whenever you've got an offloading team like Junior Paulo, RCG, Ryan Madison, Hopgood, and Sean Lane, I forgot about him. You're going to have errors, but you need this under 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Ideally 8's max. But thank God that the Doggies had more from a Parramatta's plenty of penalties too. They were just giving away silly penalties, just trying to hold down and stuff like that. But I was interested to see this. Most Hopgood, just a tackling beast. Max King, I thought he was good, man. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he was good. Matt Burton was solid too. Will Penasini had a blinder. But RCG was the best player in the park. He scored a try. What was that? Oh, play-by-play. RCG was the best forward on the park. He blasted through the middle. He was brilliant. Just tackling hard. He put some shots on. He was coming out the line. He was blasted, running off the back fence. He was by far the man of the match for me. Clinton Gustafson, no X factor needed. He was brilliant. Mika Sivo, look, he actually ran with purpose for the first time in a very long time. Sprinting back on kick returns, really good. He did stay down and got his knee taped up right at the end of the game. Hopefully that was nothing. Will Penasini, brilliant. I thought Dunster and Sean Russell were both a bit better. Dylan Brown was quietish, but better than he had been. He'd been almost non-existent. And Sean Lane and Ryan Madison, I felt like they were better as well. And Wiremu Greg came on, did some good things. Took some minutes off Junior Paulo, which is great. But let's have a look at the Bulldogs. I want to give them their bickies. They've been brave. Jacob Carraz goes down about 9 minutes in. Hayes Perham, he was great too. Paul Adamotti's a beast. He's damn good, man. Matt Burton, this is why I have to give Clint Gustafson his bickies as well. Matt Burton put up some bombs, man. Like if there was a roof on Combank Stadium, it would have hit him. Clint didn't look like dropping. He was just run up. He was. This is why you got to love Clint. Like he did the thing. I've given him. I haven't given him rubbish. I love him, but I've said he gets dragged around a lot. He gets demolished in tackles when he's coming back. Slow play the balls because he's just he gets ragdolled. But man, then you look at him. He's so good under the high ball. He set up tries. He did, man, brilliant stuff. Flanagan was quiet. Pangai Jr.'s first stint was top shelf. He was fully matching up with the Parramatta forward pack. Second one, 2 or 3 errors. But that's just what you get with Pangai Jr. You're very rarely going to get 2 good stints out of him. If he has a good first stint, I'd almost leave him on the bench. He's going to come on and not do it. Mariner was great. Coming up, he was. He did his job as best he could. Joshy Reynolds played way better than he did last week. I love you, Joshy, but you sucked last week, bro. You were terrible. But he came on, provided some energy. And Wiremu Greg was great as well. Really, really solid. But yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. So let's have a little look-see at next week's games. All right, so Thursday night. Oh, yeah. Rabbitohs Panthers. God damn. How good's that going to be? Damn. Eels Broncos. Yeah. This one's actually in Darwin. I'm gutted, man. I'm like, this should be at Combank, but they do have a deal with Darwin where they play a game up there once a year. They normally play it against the Cowboys, so this year it's against the Broncos. So really giving away their home ground advantage. They're so good at bloody Combank. So I don't understand why they do it, but I'm sure they're getting money for it. You know what I mean, from Darwin. So I don't blame them there. But that's going to be a cracker. Broncos Eels. It's always a good game. And like I said, Broncos have been good, but they're not perfect. So they're gonna. That's I know it's 12th versus first or whatever, but yeah, it's a closer clash than that. Bulldogs Sharks, good time to get the Bulldogs. Missing their whole forward pack and their two wingers. God damn, Sharks should blow them out there. Cowboys Knights, should be a pretty good game actually. Then we've got Dolphins Titans. That should be a pretty good game as well. We've got some good games next week. Oh, the poor old West Tigers with no Dewey. God damn. Roosters Dragons. Good. That could be another hiding. Oh, Storm Warriors. Damn. I wish this was in New Zealand. Warriors play good in Melbourne though. That should be a cracker as well. So, well, it should be brilliant. All right, guys. So if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed. I do Team List Tuesdays where I go over all the ins and outs. Then I do my predictions. And then this video today, which is the recap sort of thing. So if you've watched this far, you're a legend. And thank you so much for the love. And bring on round 8, man. Let's go.